This is a video by Richmond. Today we're working on a Chevrolet Impala. This happens to be a 2009 model. And the problem we're having today is we have a check engine light. So we've got to go in there and find out what the problem is. Our scan tool is plugged into the OBD2 port. Key is on. Let's see what we got. Aha! P0455. That is a large evap leak. Of course, the first thing is to do is to check and make sure that you have your gas cap on. If it's missing, well, that's the problem. But I will show you the most common problem on that code. First thing we want to do is get the rear of the vehicle up in the air so we can get underneath. Now, once we're underneath there, the first thing we want to check is the filler tube. If you live in a salt belt, that will rust out, get a hole in it, and that will be a large evap leak. Now, if it's not rusted out, the next most common problem on these Impalas is that unit right there. That is the vent solenoid. So what we're going to do is disconnect that electrical connector, remove this 10mm headed bolt, and you can see it's a little rust on it, so we're going to have to put some penetrating oil. And right here where it slides in to the bracket on the body, we want some penetrating oil on that also. And if we come over here, we can follow the plastic line from that unit. Goes to a rubber hose right there, so we got it disconnected there. I'm going to take that 10mm bolt right there to give me a little play, so it will help to remove that. Alright, I'm going to get the penetrating oil out right now and hit those areas. Alright, let's remove this hose here. Okay. Let's see if we can remove that bolt now. I've sprayed penetrating oil on it, and then I worked it back and forth. I've taken the electrical connector off of it. Be careful of that connector because the red and white wire, that's hot at all times. So it's got 12 volts at that connector. Okay. Oh, we can get it out without moving that bracket. We didn't have to touch that bracket. Okay, there we are. I've got the unit on the bench. I've got a spare pigtail wire plugged into the unit. Positive is right here on this side. We've got that connected to our battery. And if we blow in it right now, air will go through the valve. Now when it's energized, the valve will close. Alright, let's see what happens. So, when you touched that wire and energized the solenoid, it could not stop the flow of air through the valve. So that valve is shot. And that's why that has that code P0455. So now we know that that valve is bad and we got to replace it. Here is the replacement part we got, Duralast P0484. Now what they did on this valve is they updated it on this particular one, a lot of them. And this will come with a adapter wire. Here is the new connection of the valve. Here is the old connection that will connect to the car. So if you get this one right here, you're all set. You have all the parts you need to put it in. Okay, where's my bolt? Connect this hose. Okay, let's plug this in. And we'll clip this piece right to the bracket. Okay, there should be all in place. Well, it's been 1 week and the code has not come back on this vehicle. So I say we successfully fixed the problem. So that's all there is to fixing a P0455 trouble code on your Chevy Impala.